What's going on, everybody? We are back with episode 16 or 17-ish of High Above Courtside. Um, I'm Anthony. That's Steve. And we're going to recap the Thunder 118-112 win over the Celtics last night, potential finals preview, a little bit of a therapy session today.
Yep.
Steve, how did the Thunder win this game?
Well, their defense is incredible. Tony and I were there in real life, in our seats, watching it, just back and forth, heavyweight blows. It was unreal. We were cussing at OKC fans. It was great. But the ending was not what we wanted. It was crazy seeing it in real life, just the switching that was going on the OKC defense. They were on a string. Their closeouts were so aggressive. They were super handsy with us. It's, you know what? It's the Heat with skilled players. That's what it really comes down to. And that's going to be a hurdle we're going to have to get over if they end up making it to the finals. And if we make it to the finals, I think we will. But I mean, I was real happy that we only had 13 turnovers. That was good. We won the offensive rebound battle, which was interesting. Points in paint, obviously not going to be winning that battle when you put up 63 threes and you shoot 31.7%. You really just you got to hit your wide open shots. I have a stat here that I'd love to share with you. We had catch and shoot. We were 15 for 47 there. These are just regular shots. Pull-ups, 5 for 16. And then this is the worst one. Wide open shots from three-point line, the three-point line, 12 for 33, 36.4, 4 for 6. You kind of open, not really wide open, but still open. 7 for 21, 33.3%, and then tight 2 to 4, 11.1%, 1 for 9. We just couldn't hit our shots, and sometimes it sucks saying that, being like, oh well, if you hit your shots, everyone's gonna fucking win. The defense was amazing. Case and Wallace, so much more impressive in person than I actually thought. I watched a lot of Thunder games. You don't really see when he blocked Jalen. I was like, fuck, dude, that's fucked. Like, and we really got to figure out like Jalen. So Tatum, Al, and Derek, only ones that showed up really. Everyone else, they need to step it up. You can't be going like, what did I have it here for? You can't be going 4 for 26 from 3 for the others. That's not possible. You can't be doing that. You got to be together more. And I don't want to hear like injuries anymore because KP just doesn't fucking play. So I'm a little annoyed about that. He would have been great against Chet when Chet was going off. It would have been great to have him there. When Hotstone was abusing Luke down low, it would have been great to have him. I don't really want to get into the free throw thing because the free throws are the free throws. Shea only shot 2 extra free throws than he averages. But what I really care about is the handsiness that they are allowed to get away with and then racks up those team fouls that then creates, you're in the penalty the rest of the quarter, as in the fourth quarter, you're in the penalty, like 7 minutes left. It was brutal.
Right. And the Thunder, they get away with
A lot of that. That's their style, their physical style. Jalen said it after the game. They were smarter about their physicality than we were.
Yeah.
Which means,
they don't get in the bonus as fast. And that's kind of where the game was won and lost in the fourth quarter. They shot 17, 18 free throws or whatever it was. And some of it was grifted, but that's part of the game and that's going to happen. KP does it. I'm not going to complain too much about that, but you can't foul against the Thunder. You're going to lose every time if you put them on the line. The Thunder are the real deal. They are, like you said, they're the Heat with an MVP, with a real MVP level player, not some Jimmy Butler chunk.
Yeah, Fugazi.
Yeah, they switch everything. Like you said, Case and Wallace, beast, unbelievable. I don't know how tall he is. He's not 6'6" or anything, but he is strong. He's physical. It's just a tough matchup. 6'4". Plays bigger than that. Plays stronger than that. Like he's like a young Drew Holiday, man. It's unbelievable.
He is.
And the way they play and switch everything, it's tough against the Celtics. It's a tough matchup for Jalen. And it's tough when they're also their bread and butter is their double bigs. Hartenstein and Chet were awesome, especially Chet. And without being able to match that with KP, I mean, Luke was good in this game. What did Luke
Yeah, he
finish
was.
with?
He was solid. Luke had 9 points, 4 rebounds. He was perfect from the field, 3 for 4 from the free throw line.
Offensive rebounds, like you take that out of Luke, but
yeah.
you needed that third big so you could always play double big with OKC because it was tough. It was tough to play against them without KP out there. It feels like a game that I'm just gonna go ahead and say this: if it ends up being, if we get to the finals and we play the Thunder without Kristaps Porzingis, we're not winning that series. It's just not going to happen. I'm not saying you're going to get swept or anything. You might take 7 games, but I don't think you beat the Thunder without Porzingis. He's just you need that guy who you can get mismatches because they're going to switch everything. So you need. I mean, Casey Wall's a great defender, but he's like you said, he's 6'4". If you're can you get KP in some of those matchups and get some easy looks over a smaller defender? Not to mention he helps even out that free throw discrepancy a little bit. So I mean, I just plus the rim defense, 7-3 Latvian. It's just tough. Shea's relentless getting to the rim. Their whole team, they're shooting the paint, and it just felt like Chet, Shea, some of these guys. It's just we were missing that extra presence inside, and that really hurt us.
I mean, everyone on OKC scored double figures except for Wiggins and Dang. That's it. So everyone besides 2 players. They just played a complete game against us. It was wild. I don't know. I think Jokic, I've been saying this whole time, is the MVP. But the last 3 games between the miniseries between Denver and then this one, Shea had 34, 5 and 7, 55% from the field, 2 for 7 from 3. I mean, he's really putting on a strong narrative right now to give a push. But our guy, Jason Tatum, showed up just as much. 33 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, plus 4, 52.2% from the field, 12 for 23, 4 for 13. Not the best, it's 30%. 5 for 5 from the line. 4 turnovers, a little high, but I mean, he played unreal. Derek had 22, 8 and 5, 7 14. Him and Al both went 6 for 12. Al had 18, 10 and 6. I mean, we just need a little bit more production from the other guys. And Torrey fucking Craig can't be fouling on the last second shot for 3 points. That's fucking terrible, dude. You can't go after that. It's just so many small margin things. Like the room for margin was so much bigger last year than it is this year, and we're just not having the health luck we're having. Drew's not shooting 60% from the corners. Jalen's threes are going down as percentage. I mean, you really got to put a lot of onus on Tatum. And as you've seen in every one of these big games, he's starting to dwindle towards the end of it there. How many points did he have in the fourth? He had 4 points. He made 1 shot and 2 free throws. So he just needs a little bit more fucking help because this guy's backpacking us.
Yeah, agreed.
Jalen, I don't think that will happen in a series to Jalen, but it's a
bad matchup for him. They're super handsy. They got great on-ball defenders, and there's no one that he can really pick on. So It was just, I mean, credit to the Thunder. They shut him down completely. And like you said, then it's too much on Tatum's shoulders. And if he's not getting that second guy to kind of bail him out when he's a little bit winded after carrying the team for 3 quarters, it's going to be tough against them. So, I mean, overall, I think, you need more from Jaylen Brown in that game. I don't know what it is.
Is that the worst game you've seen him play in a while?
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of a game
that I was more disappointed with him in.
When he made that spin move on the fucking fast
break,
I lost my shit, dude. It was bullshit.
And he only had 2
turnovers, but it felt worse than that. Like, I haven't done a rewatch yet, but like live, it felt like the Thunder are a team that it feels like, oh no, Jalen, don't dribble. And when he can't put it on the floor and back a guy down, it's like he shoot 31.5% from 3 this year. So I don't know how he's getting his offense if he's not. I thought maybe he could go at Chet. In the second half he did a little bit of it and kind of use his strength to overpower him. But man, it's going to be tough to beat those guys in a 7-game series. It's going to be tough for anybody in the West for sure. Never mind the Celtics.
Steph Curry, save us, please.
Yeah. You really just got to hope for a tough path for them.
Yeah.
those guys.
They got a wagon over there. They got a great coach. The way they play, it's a tough physical style.
I mean, I do
We just
want
gotta
to get
find.
Into the
Go ahead.
I want to get into like the threes, and people will get mad about the 63 threes,
but
I don't. That's the way
you beat the Thunder. And I mean, I think a little bit will get lost in this game that it was 95-95 with 5.5 minutes left in this game. This was a great game. I mean, this wasn't Thunder controlled it the whole game. And the way you can't play against the Thunder is to do what they want you to do and drive to the middle of the lane every time against their double bigs.
They shut it off.
So anyone that's going to argue that, like, yeah, do we need more paint touches? Sure. And I think in the second half, you got some more, especially in that third quarter, you got some more paint touches and were able to, like, spray out the shooters a little bit more. But if you drive the team to their defense and you turn it over, miss a shot, get your shit blocked, they're best transition team in the NBA. They're going the other way and they're blowing you out. If they turn you over 15, 20 times, you have no shot. You're losing that game by 25 points. So the threes, what people understand is taking those threes, you're already back on defense. So even a missed three,
they're not pushing it in transition
off those. So you're limiting what they want to do. And they're a great offense in the half court, but they're not nearly as dangerous as they are in transition. I mean, their half court offense is a lot of Shea high pick and rolls, which obviously Shea's absolutely unbelievable. Did right up there in the MVP conversation. Unless Peyton Pritchard's on him, which I liked his. I mean, I think you can look at something like that, and the ball pressure Peyton provided in the fourth quarter was good. Make him work 94 feet. It's tough when you foul too much early in the game, and then you're playing in the bonus. But I mean, I think the formula
is there for the Celtics.
Like, I don't think anyone's beating the Thunder by shooting in the low 30s from three. No. I think both Cleveland and Boston can beat
OKC in a series
because they have the shooting to do it. But you're going to have to shoot a lot of threes, and you're going to have to shoot high 30s, 40% from three 4 times in a 7-game series because it's an all-time defense. I mean, it is what it is. The numbers are there 2 years in a row now, especially this season. I mean, that is an all-time NBA historic defense. So you're not just gonna, any boomer basketball get it in the paint against them. Like, that's not how you're gonna win. These guys are unbelievable defensively. You're not pound pack. Shaq's not out
every
there.
time Tatum bent the defense, even on their zone, they would collapse on him. He'd pass it, and that guy was open, just didn't hit it. Or you know what I mean? Or they came back. Their recovery speed is so quick. It's just more than just, we can't even throw entry passes in the Jalen in the post because they're attacking that as well. Like, it's crazy. It's hard to penetrate. So you have to hit your wide open shots. You have to hit slightly contested shots. And you got to be intentional with what you want to do. Like, Jalen had a 3 for no fucking reason in the beginning of the fourth. You're like, what are you doing, buddy? Like, we have a lot of clock here. I know Derek hit a corner 3, like super contested, but there was like 7 seconds on the clock still. Like, you got to work this team all 24 seconds on defense and hope they make a mistake somewhere, or you bend the defense enough where you find a better shot somewhere else. It's going to be tough. It was a great game, like you said, up until like that 6-minute mark, and then it went to shit.
Yeah, it felt like because they were
in the bonus, it was just tough. I mean, there were a couple. I think it was 95-95. Tatum had a 3 go in and out, and then a few possessions later.
Couple of those.
Yeah, it was high pick and roll with him and Al, and Al had another one to go in and out. So it's like it was one of those small margin things that a couple of those go, and it's probably a different game down the stretch. And that's, Isaiah Joe comes off a screen and knocks down. I think that made it 98-95. Isaiah Joe had a tough 3. So it's little stuff like that could have swung the game in the other direction.
Yeah.
But it's going to be tough to beat these guys.
Make a 7-game series. They got it all. I mean, Jalen Williams wasn't out there last night. He's obviously a stud.
Mm-hmm. So Caruso wasn't out there.
Yeah. Caruso.
Like, I feel like he's more of the same for those guys. Like, I don't know who he plays over. I guess Kenrich Williams, maybe.
Yeah.
But, like, I think Kenrich
Williams is actually pretty solid, to be honest with you.
Oh, he is.
So, I mean, it's not like a huge drop-off.
I'm just saying, like, if they get, like, because they're known to foul a shit ton. They just weren't getting fouls called on in this game. And that's just another body that just, like, cycles through. Like, their depth, that's what I'm trying to say, is, like, their depth is unreal.
Yeah, they have unbelievable depth. And, I mean, that's the
thing this year, like you said, it's the injury luck's not on our side this year, which affects the depth. So it's really, for me, the rest of the season, and if this is a potential finals preview, you have to be healthy,
Yeah.
because I just don't see any way you beat this team without your top 8, all being healthy and ready to go.
I better be seeing Baylor Scheinman and Jordan Walsh in these next couple of games, dude.
Right.
And I mean, I don't think Drew was. I thought Drew was pretty solid in this game. I mean, the stat line doesn't look great shooting wise, but he was handsy and physical on defense, and you need that against this Thunder team. But he's got I mean, it's one of the biggest stories of the year is the way he's lost his 3-point shot, especially from the corners. It's tough. It's tough if teams are able to leave him alone in the corners and he's not making them pay. Because he's so elite defensively, especially against a team like the Thunder who's so physical. You have to have him on the court.
You need to. 1 for 7, just tough from 3, dude. And Jalen 0 for 5. If they're able to sack off those 2 guys, it's going to make it a lot more difficult for our other guys to bend the defense and then create, mismatches. It's going to be tough, dude. But anyways, I mean, should we get into how Shea's a mini Embiid?
Yeah, go
off.
That steal on Tatum, at first, you're like, what the fuck, dude? Like, he definitely got held. And then there's a picture, and I'll send it to you.
I didn't see
it's
it,
all over social media. It's like he's just holding Tatum's fucking shoulder back while he's getting the ball. It's absolutely asinine how they don't call any fouls against him. And then him with the falling down with Jalen was just boxing out. That was pathetic. And then the 3 different shots he threw up to the rim while he was like trying to draw fouls, just pathetic. He's so good. He doesn't have to do any of that. He's unreal. That just degrades. You're just not an ethical hooper, dude. When you come down to that, you do everything so great. You're so efficient in everything, and then you just pull that bullshit. It leaves a bad taste in your mouth after you watch him.
Yeah, don't be Jalen Brunson.
You're better than that, Shea.
Yeah,
you're better than that. We don't need limbs flying and all this stuff. And I know everybody does it, but our guys don't do it. Jason Tatum doesn't do that. He doesn't foul bait nearly as much. I will say KP does it. But
he does. Yeah, he's our biggest one.
He's too good for any of that. And give the Thunder credit; their strategy is good. They're just gonna foul the shit out of you.
Until they call it. Yeah.
I'm interested to see
in a playoff series if you're able to get away with more of that physicality against the Thunder, and if his free throws come down or the Thunder as a team aren't getting those calls. Let's see what happens. I still think they come out of the West no problem.
Yeah.
But the Celtics have the roster to give them problems if they're allowed to be as physical as the Thunder.
Yeah. You know what? Another thing that kind of bothers me is like when everyone's like, you're shooting too many threes, you got to go to the paint. Shea had 18 drives last night. How many drives do you think Tatum had?
I don't know. How many?
17.
Yeah, he's right there.
Just right. So, like, we were trying to get there. It just, you weren't making shots, like I said, and they were just smothering us. So it's not like we weren't trying to get there. We were. And he scored how many points? So he had, 13 points off those. I mean, Shea had 16 points off his. It's just, the narrative's so bullshit, dude. You're going to have to, as a 3-point team that got us to the chip last year, doing the same shit we did last year this year as the second best record in the East, it's a proven method here. Now, sometimes you're going to have, with long shots like that, a higher variance, and that's just the nature of the beast.
But variance was the reason this game was close the whole time.
Exactly.
They were shooting 60+% through like 2.5 quarters. So, I mean, it's crazy. It's a boomer take that, like, I don't know why your strategy would be to go to the paint against 3-4 guys in there and try to take a more difficult shot for less points when the defense is going to allow you to take an open 3. You just have to make them. I mean, there were a bunch, like I said, there were a bunch in the fourth quarter that were, Jalen had a wide open corner 3, missed it. Drew had a couple, missed those. The Allen Tatum ones were halfway down. It's a make-miss league, unfortunately, and I guess, that's another reason you need Porzingis, because he's your guy that's going to get paint touches and create mismatches. So, that's part of it as well. But I think the formula to beat the Thunder is to take a lot of threes. And isn't that how Dallas beat them last year? It was Luka pick and rolls and spraying the shooters. PJ Washington was
And they have
the
high
guy that
variance
year.
3-point shooters too. Like they lost the other night to Denver because they weren't hitting their fucking shots. Like
Yeah,
so,
right.
that's just how it goes. But sometimes we got to take the easy ones. Drew had some easy layups there. I know one of them ended up being a 3, which like worked out. But sometimes when we're that close, you just got to take the easy bucket.
Because I think Drew is a guy
Against the Thunder in a potential series is a guy he can overpower some of their guys. The Isaiah
He did it a couple
Joes,
times,
the
yeah.
Shea. Like you can't be scared. Go in there and make them foul you. Let's get some layups. Let's get some shots around the basket. He's one of those guys that's tough for them to defend. And if he's passing up layups at the rim, it's like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
It works out sometimes,
but let's get a few of those to go before we start spraying it around.
For real. I don't know. 47-19.
I hate Lou Dort. He somehow became a great shooter, and he's a flopper too, which I don't like about him because he's built like freaking Ray Lewis out there. And it's like, dude, he's so physical on defense, but on offense, it's like flopping and flailing the entire game. So
yeah,
I'm not a Lou Dort fan. Yeah, he's Marcus Smart, like 50 pounds heavier and taller.
We're shooting 40% from 3 on 5.8 attempts.
2 years in a row now.
Crazy.
I don't know
what year it was, but a few years ago, it was like that was the strategy against the Thunder was just do not guard Lou Dort.
His last 3 games, he's shooting 48%.
In the last 3 games?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's absurd. But yeah, Dort's ass. I fucking hate him too. He's on the list.
He's on the list. He is on my list.
Absolutely. And Casey Wallace is on my list in the opposite way. I love Casey Wallace.
Yeah,
how the hell did the Thunder keep drafting these guys that are unbelievable?
What a
Where did he
snag by
they get him at like 12? Like what? He's unbelievable. What a steal! And he's the perfect role player for them because he can hit shots and do his thing, but he doesn't need to have the ball whatsoever to still be super impactful in a game.
Some shout out forward for you for the Mavs fans. He was round 1, pick 10 by Dallas. Yikes, dude.
Was he?
Yeah.
For it, I'm wondering.
I don't know. That's fucking brutal for them.
Not good, probably.
Poor Dallas fans.
He's in his second year. Was that
like Derek Lively? Did they like swap Derek
Lively
Lively or something?
Kind of works out for both of them, actually.
I guess if
that's what it is. I could have made that up, but
I mean, we can't have Pritchard and Sam out there and not hitting their fucking shots. And this was getting me a little nervous with Pritchard. He was holding up on defense, which was really great. But against these top tier teams, he has not been shooting the ball too well. No. He's been a little shaky there. And I just hope that evens out during a series. But these one-off, like high intense games, leaves a little bit there to be desired.
Yeah, which is
why the importance of Drew
in the playoffs.
They need him to
figure out a shot a little bit because if not, it could be like you said, it's tough when Pritchard faces these more elite defenses. I mean, I think he can play versus the Thunder, but
he's just gotta
he's got to knock him down.
Sure.
So yeah, this was a sad episode. We're upset.
Little therapy session.
But I'm glad the Thunder are in the West. They got to go through, I think they'll win the West. But Thunder fans, I don't want to hear it this year if you
got to win it all.
Second round again. Yeah, let's talk about Shea's resume. Who's he beat in the playoffs? The Zion-less New Orleans Pelicans. Congratulations on that one. Nice clean sweep of the Pelicans. We're proud of you guys for that one. And then they got packed up by the Fat Slovenian and Brittany Renner's baby daddy.
Yo, chill.
I thought that was a good post today. I was proud of myself for that one. But that's true. PJ Washington killed them, and then what did PJ Washington do in the finals? Nothing at all. And I mean, that was a little like we talked about shot variance. Like PJ Washington couldn't miss open threes against the Thunder, which sucks for them and their fans. And then he got to the finals and he was a pumpkin. He sucked. It's like that's just kind of what happens. But is that going to happen to the Thunder again? I don't know. Remains to be seen. So
yeah,
no excuses though this year. They ain't a young team anymore. Shea's 26.
Crazy net rating. I mean,
the year last year.
Yeah, Coach of the
MVP,
Year, MVP.
MVP
You're getting all these
potentially.
awards.
So what about? And I don't know if this is the case. Did Jokic win? He didn't win MVP the year they won the title. That was
No.
Embiid, I believe.
Yeah.
I think there's a stat about MVPs not winning the title.
I don't know who the
Did
last one
Giannis
is
win
to
it?
win.
I don't know. It's a good question, but I think
Maybe Giannis. But either way, I think it's similar to the our Denver series last year with them. We lost both games to them and didn't even end up seeing them in the finals. Now they weren't as good as a team as the Thunder are now, but that could happen. Our kryptonite could not make it there, so we'll see.
right. They're gonna have a tough road, and we'll see if they can get through it.
So we get some duds coming up on the schedule. We get with the dregs of the season. What do you want to see the rest of the way here?
Health. I want to see health. I want to see continuity. I want to see crispness. I don't want to be playing without food. I want to see top tier basketball while still letting the young guys play. I want to see what they get because our depth is now questioned a little bit. And do we have something on our bench that can help us?
Right. Agreed. For me, it's Jalen. Please
find your 3-point shot. Drew, please find your 3-point shot because we need you guys to knock down. Oh, we don't need you guys to shoot a high volume. We just need you guys to make the open ones if we're going to try to repeat here.
What game are you excited for coming up? Like, I guess the Suns game. Portland was fun though. Portland was a fun game.
There's a West Coast trip, like Memphis. I guess they beat us pretty handily early in the year, so I guess that will be fun if everybody's healthy or whatnot. I mean, I guess I want to see Kristaps get back involved and get in the mix because we need to build the continuity on that end.
Yeah, he's in the starting lineup, still a negative, that starting lineup. So really got to see that, come together a little bit more. And how can we do let me see, how do I say this? I want to see basketball without seal hunting as much, if that's possible. I want to see that ball whipping around because we know we can help mismatches when we need to. What does it look like when we don't have a weak link?
Yeah, what's it look like when you play a team like the
Thunder who can switch everything and guard you? So
yeah,
agreed. I like that.
All right,
like, subscribe,
hit
that like button.
Tell your friends, and we will be back
in a couple days.
Later.
Peace.